Now,
Yeah.
we've talked a little bit here, Mark, about this multi-app approach to the stakeholders, where we might start with this. I guess the sort of elephant in the room almost is the current support experience, that we're not short of technologies and ideas on how we support users. When we look at SaaS applications, no SaaS application ever comes to you and says, this is a good application, but your users will need a lot of support using it. That's something you generally find out later on. So if we look at that diagram on the right-hand side of the screen, some of the challenges that users face today is quite a disparate ecosystem of applications, support mechanisms. The diagram sort of shows a single user dealing with 4 different key business applications. And in this case, each one of them has a different knowledge base, a different support mechanism, different way to navigate that experience of understanding how I complete a task, where I get support from, how I do things. And then to layer on the complexity, often individual vendors will try and solve complexities, make things easier to use. And with the best intentions, they'll start layering on chatbots and surveys and their own analytics into the platform. And that's initially can seem useful, but then users end up dead-ended on URL safaris hunting for support that's for a process that crosses multiple applications, or get frustrated with chatbots where they start a conversation, which ultimately leads them needing to maybe raise an IT ticket, but that chatbot's just for that application and has no idea of the wider ecosystem that they're sat in. And of course, that example there is with 4 applications, and we see from the statistics you've talked about around typically 35 applications, 1,100 context switches a day. So that's a force multiplier on that user friction and frustration there. So, Mark, would you share some of your thoughts on an experience on why it's important to break down these support silos using a sort of single DAP approach?
Yeah, and it's so powerful looking at that diagram that it should be obvious to anybody that if you are putting all your support on the outside of the circle, but your user is in the middle of the circle, you are going to get a disparate support experience. So it's really nicely portrayed in that.